It looks like one team wants to play maybe more around like the group up, pressuring towers, while Liquid wants to split up and do what they did first game, right? Split up on 3 lanes, get a lot of farm, go for these relocate plays with Beastmaster Roars / Hoodwink setting up / Ember setting up, right? They'll relocate a 3rd hero in to potentially look to catch people who are split up on the map, because they're going to have to react to that split pushing that I think Liquid is setting up for. Well, yeah, Goon Squad, it looks like a lot more group heavy. Maybe take some time, perhaps, for the Tiny to get involved with this team, but the DK, the Chen, the Puck, the Mirana, these 4, they can do a lot together. They have a lot of different ways to chain stun and go for any type of combo. So, yeah, let's see. I'm looking forward to... I've been hearing a lot about the IO and everything, too, and waiting to see what it's going to look like with the patch, of course, changing. No more salves. See how much how much it's going to be able to sustain this Weaver up. Also, the combo with the Weaver is really nice. That move speed that the IO gets when he's tethered up is pretty sweet.
The battle begins.
It'll be 3 runes. Actually, 4 runes for Liquid.
Oh, it is indeed, yeah.
That's actually really intriguing.
There we go, every single bounty rune.
A team with DK Mirana, when they can go for like double stun combos and stuff like that, even with a Puck who can be elusive, they don't get a single rune.
Yeah, a bit of a sort of a slip up in focus. It could only sort of be put down to sort of have that happen at the start of a game.
Yeah.
Oh, Liquid, I'm going to be happy with that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mickey is going to get his bottle a very good time.
Yeah. And we saw this matchup before, so we'd imagine Limp is very aggressive on his Puck, so I could see him maybe do a little better, but at the same time too, like Ember doesn't even care. He just eats the harass and then just slight spams the Puck. So and let's see how bottom goes. I'd imagine it's just the passive plus the Headdress on the Chen to kind of counteract the non-stop spam that's going to be coming out from Beastmaster plus Hoodwink. But let's see if it will be able to sustain through it, because it is a significant amount of damage that these two constantly harass. Oh, Boxy actually gets the D-ward at the exact second that the camp is spawning. So he'll actually have a hard camp available to pull aside if they want to.
Oh, very nicely done. See that allows them to get some sort of control of the lane that will be a bit tough for Pextra and Aqua to deal with. In top lane, there's going to be no doubt about it. You know, this game, Mato on his Weaver, he's going to have a much easier time in the lane than when he played Weaver earlier this series, right?
Nice dodge there. Yeah. I mean, the lane is still like these double stun lanes, but he doesn't have to. It's not Viper who's.
Yeah, it's not some Viper, Viper Marcy.
He has a massive creep wave coming under his tower in a second here. So he might actually get slipped up to miss some last hits here. When you have this big of a creep wave, it can be a bit annoying, but. Yeah, he should be fine. I mean, he should get some free farm. But at the same time, too, I don't see S4 ever dying up here. He should have a very good game on the Dragon Knight.
Yeah, nice. It's very hard for these two to pressure the DK.
Yeah. And Mickey already getting that advantage in the mid lane. 12-2 to the 7-0. Vexu actually having the TP to his own tower. Getting caught on the side there from Boxy. And as we've seen, changes in the patch, the boar is now level 1. I think it's actually been level 1 for a long time at all levels. So level 1 Persuasion is able to take over the boar at all levels. Of course, he's not going to skill it, as we've seen most of the times on the Beastmaster. But if it does get skilled, he'll be able to take it over. I'm surprised he just immediately skilled it, but perhaps looking for a side creep as well. Because Penitence isn't too bad either. With something like Tiny that benefits a lot from that attack speed.
Sure, because you sort of see this as a lane where there might be opportunities for Tiny to try and get a kill.
I mean, not really too much, but it's just, I don't know if he's going to even get a chance to get a decent creep because Boxy's really on top of the Chen. Yeah, we shall see.
All in all, really, the biggest difference so far in the lane is just being this mid one.
Yeah.
Slower start for Limp.
I feel like it's just gotten better and better for the Embers over the time of changes. Since he got his like Flame Guard reworked a little bit, now Puck can't even break the shield in most situations.
My thrift rewarded.
And do you feel sort of Liquid? Oh, bottom lane Aqua. Look at the avalanche off, but...
Did he get the tree cut before it grabbed him? I think he did, right? Looked like it for a second.
A lot of damage done though still.
So much harass. Does find himself a giant wolf, so that Intimidate is minus 50% damage if he does get it onto them. But he is eating so much harass, and that's with the Headdress plus Divine Favor. Like, we've seen this axe spam. It's ridiculous. I like this this new build, this new tech that... I mean, it's kind of new tech, but the fact that he's going the Bassi is kind of the new tech part that I'm talking about. Because most of these players, they just go straight Helm. But now, since he's going axes, you go Bassi, so you have the constant spam with you and your Hoodwink. It's putting pressure. On skin.
And he wanted that courier. He got it.
We'll
Gets
get it.
in, gets the courier, gets out.
And he'll farm a nice little bug, too, so 34 gold on top of that. And I believe they denied a good chunk of that wave up top, too, so...
And sort of overall this game, I mean, how good do you consider both sides control for locking down these elusive mids? You know, who's going to have the freer time running around the map, the Puck or the Ember?
It does feel like the Puck does have a pretty bit of a freebie. Just has to be cautious about the Hoodwink in particular, but could see Limp have another one of those stellar performances on his Puck. He's very comfortable. Also seeing Limp, he's been stacking up his small camp significantly. I think he actually has a triple stack on it. So even though he's behind a little bit in the laning phase mid, he now farms that triple camp and he should be almost caught up with the Ember. Yeah, he's pretty much dead even net worth.
Absolutely, yeah, indeed. Just kind of show how much of a difference using your small camp, getting it prepped really does make.
And he hits 6. He actually hits 6 before Mika does because of that. Mika will hit 6 now, but pretty similar timing.
Nice little snipe there from Boxy. Gets around, takes out the courier of Aqua. Also quite conveniently done with an observer ward that's close to timing out, so unlikely that they'll get... Yeah, it's gone in fact, so they won't even get the chance to deward anything.
Boxy. Now gonna get pushed back, and Pexu, he's gotten level 2 persuasion. He's gotten a dream creep for himself. He's got the Satyr Mind Stealer. Got it nerfed. Down to 2 mana regen instead of 2.5, but yeah, might be able to go for it.
They're in with the avalanche. Yeah, he's looking pretty dead. Limp, he's going to be making sure that he grabs the kill.
They didn't even need Limp, to be honest with you. That was a kill already on the Beastmaster without him. Maybe a bit of an unnecessary rotation, but he gets the last hit, so he'll be enabled from it.
Yeah, and they've got Hansken over the mid, so no XP or gold's being lost in the mid lane whilst Limp makes that move.
Who's going to get it? Limp will get the rune as well.
He's going to try and fight this. Good stuff from Boxy. Limp, he's got to get out of it. He's going to throw the orb out, jump out to the side, he'll get away.
Arrow. Ooh. Will get caught. Boxy maybe protecting Mika there.
Right, what's going to happen here? Is anybody going to die?
The heals coming in from Insania. I don't believe so. Unless somehow Limp...
I mean, Limp's thinking about turning, but he's got at least 6 seconds on the orb.
He can't
still
go.
A bit of time.
Yeah, he's regenning up. Unless... Do they see him? No, they don't see Limp. I was going to say, if they see Limp, maybe Mika just, like, remnants onto him and perhaps tries for it, even though he has the regen running, but I don't know if anyone's going to die here. Let's see.
Let's have a look, see if Limp wants to go back in on this. Yeah, Hansken, of course, only got level 1 Star Storm, so won't feel too crazy.
His eye's actually running over from the right, too. Doesn't hit the axes, but... Yep, full reset.
I'll just let it be. There's the Dream Core down for a minute, though.
But he got the regen, so that was...
Nice worth.
Actually, the rotation ends up working really nicely because it spawns the rune spawns bottom. Maybe a bit of luck on that side for Limp, but not luck that he's able to snatch it.
Yeah, and then he did commit in with the orb, you know, sort of jumping in before the rune spawned, you know, playing that risk to get the pick up. Bottom lane, Aqua. Trying to see if they can get the setup on Zai, but not quite enough damage here. Zai more than able to walk this off. He's got the stick charges too, he's fine.
Tiny farming very well, though. Not under too much pressure after what looked like could maybe start to build up with all the spam. Just Pexu's doing a great job. I mean, Pexu's doing a great job just standing there, really. The Divine Favor plus Headdress kind of offsetting a lot of that damage.
And as we're saying, we can sort of consider this the most effective way to when you're playing the character Tiny to just always rush the Moon Shard.
It's the new build that everybody's doing, so I'm fine with it. I like the Echo Saber quite a bit when people are doing it just because the BKB, but now the BKB is even less valuable. I can see why people are even ticking this one up even more. It's 4. He'll be fine.
And in the mid, keeping the lane shoved in, making sure that Limp has a bit of difficulty trying to find opportunities to gank side lanes. Anytime he makes a move, he knows that this mid tower is going to take damage. Top lane, there's 4 in Hansken. Might should be able to get in and get that kill on Insania. Looks like that was off the back of a good connection of an arrow.
Yeah, and Hansken, he's already got the urn finished up, so if he opts to go for Vessel, could be a really good idea for him this game. Limp won't get it this time. And Mika gets a quite a bit of a better rune than the regen, I would say. Gets himself an Arcane.
You've got to watch out for those TP rotations from this Ember. He gets in with the low cooldowns of the Arcane. He'll be chasing you out of the lane immediately. And he moves near to a tier 1 tower now that Goon Squad try for. Could be risky.
They can't leave the top lane. Matu and Insania still have to play around there because I think DK now, S4, he's hit 6. He already used the Dragon Form once to go for that kill before, but they can't leave up here. They have to stay in the area.
Them's back in the mid. Boxy's watching from the trees.
Well, actually gets the second point in Acorn. Second point in Acorn instead of the Scurry. Sometimes we actually tend to see mostly the Scurry picked up, but I guess he wanted a little bit more damage and harass in lane. And Pexu's going to start playing a little bit more greed, farming up. Since Hoodwink's starting to move around, his Tiny is safe in the bottom lane. Aqua's going to have good timing on his Hyperstones. Pexu, maybe stepping out a bit far here.
Should die for this. They've got the Moonlight. They've got the Detection. They do. Sentry's down. They'll pop the Roar here to make sure that Pexu cannot escape.
If I say what I feel, my tongue might.
And quick kill. Zai straight back to the bottom lane to hold off on this pressure from the creeps. He'll pretty much have the Vlads done.
Limp has eyes on the IO. Looks like he wants to potentially set up for Insania. Can't quite do so. Boxy's actually moving top for S4.
Well, S4's pretty deep. He's in under the tower. He's going to go down. That's S4 gone. Hansken and Limp will be able to jump in and burst through Insania. They'll use the coil just to hold them back and make sure the rest of them can get away.
You have to be a bit careful. I mean, Weaver himself doesn't do too much damage, but when he's paired up with the IO with a Javelin, look how fast he dropped down. That overcharge. Level 3. More than enough damage to bring down the DK. That was a DK form that was just popped and hit the tower, I think, twice. And yeah, definitely important to point out his skill build. We did see that one from before. He had the 3 points in Dragon Bloods. He actually decided to get the 4th point, too. Breathe Fire, sorry.
Indeed, meaning that, especially once he's had a bug on him for a few seconds, he dies pretty quickly here in the early game, S4.
Yeah. He's holding on to a skill point, too. He was having such a safe lane. That's probably why he went for this build. He was probably like, oh, you know, I'm not getting actually pushed out at all. I don't really need the Dragon's Blood. But
Liquid. Same thing, get any sort of catch here between maybe Mickey and Boxy.
I wonder if maybe also it's because he knows he's going to be playing into Hoodwink, and Hoodwink's going to be 6 pretty soon, so he knows he's going to get broken in a lot of situations, so maybe that's why he's going for a little bit more of this skill, besides just being able to farm faster, of course, on the DK. So it's been interesting to see S4 go for it. I have seen him also, he usually tends to go for more points in Breathe Fire on his DK, early laning phase.
Yeah, and the lack of the early defensive points. It's only cost him the 1 death.
Yeah.
You know? He's only died the once up there.
And this will, yeah, help him farm up these stacks. Get good item timings. Limp gets himself a Fairy Trinket, also has Witchblade done already. Now looks like it's time that Liquid wants to pick up the pace a bit, go for this bottom tower, while on the other side we see Goon Squad potentially set up for mid. And they can set up for top too. DK form is back up with a Catapult Wave. Wait, that's a Catapult Wave. Did he pull it into neutral creeps for a while or something? It's 11 minutes, 40 seconds. Must have been pulled into neutrals for some time.
See over in the mid, they try and catch out Mickey. Straight out off the back of the slide, he's fine. Avalanche won't catch him.
Rune control. What is it going to be? Limp gets a top.
Always nice to have an illusion rune against the chains of an Ember.
But yeah, look what we were mentioning. I feel like Liquid's going to play very similar to that first game. It's just about distribute wealth. And yeah, just play that farm game. Get super farmed on 3 scaling cores. Wouldn't say that Goon Squad doesn't scale themselves either. They do have 3 pretty decently scaling cores on theirs. So just have to be careful to not get split up too much, especially into that relocate that will be coming out. A lot of global pickoff as we see for Liquid.
Now they're taking these towers with not much of a response from Goon Squad.
No, they have a bit of easier way to siege these. And look at Zai's build, by the way. You know, we mentioned he's... Let's wait for a second for that there. His Pexu will be... Okay, but yeah, Zai opts for 0 points in the Call of the Wild. He's got 3 points in Inner Beast and Max Axes.
All right. Do you even start taking points in stats over it?
No.
Or, probably
No.
not. Let's go full no summons build.
No, the vision and everything is just still way too useful. And since it does, as we mentioned, like it does look like they will be more of that split push lineup, then he definitely wants Hawk. Early. Mac already done in the IO. Insania. 0 and 2, and he still got it done that early. I guess, I mean, that is the tower advantage. That does give you that big benefit. And S4, he's got Blink already top. So, I mean, versus this Weaver versus this Ember, that is a really early pickup. That's going to potentially set up for some nice follow-up arrows.
Yeah, of course, with his skill build, he's going to have a pretty decent stun duration and good damage.
Yeah.
Good burst damage here with his initiation.
TP's back to the tower. Looks like they're going to go for a smoke up. Vessel, about 1,000 away also. Hanskin gonna have a pretty good timing on his as well versus that IO. That's gonna be huge.
This Blink should get them an easy kill.
Let's see. Do they have the
There we
follow-up?
go. Dragon Tail into the arrow. It's the dead Ember, surely.
Great reveal.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want with that sort of pickup.
Oh, and a DD rune bottom for Limp. Just continuing to get rune after rune after rune.
Is under attack.
And they're even a chance to push in on the mid lane now.
It's already a moon shard on the Tiny, so this tower's gonna drop quite quickly. Just kidding. He doesn't have a shard, so.
Dire structures are fortified.
I mean, yeah, this is great time.
That's really fast.
It's going to mean that he's pretty much going to have the goal ready to go for the shard pickup at the 15-minute mark.
Yeah, he'll have it.
So
almost
this is ideal timing from the moon shard into shard.
Matu not behind at all, though. He's actually same net worth as that Tiny. So keeping up, also going for the Gleipnir build. Very good Gleipnir game versus Puck versus Mirana, DK. Definitely be pretty valuable. And he's playing with IO, so playing with the overcharge with that spell amplification will make it that much stronger. Cool pickup. Also allows him to maybe set up for ganks himself. As I know panel mentioned, not the most team fight on their lineup. That kind of acts like a pseudo team fight, a Gleipnir, whenever he's able to get it online. Yeah, slow game. 4-2, 15 minutes.
Oh, if Goon Squad are able to set up the playing field with these stuns. Oh, see? And they get the catch in the trees here. Oh, oh,
No.
Oh, that's close.
The auto attack from the Hoodwink. There's a lot of good ways that Liquid can gank just like that with pretty easy setups. The Bushwhack and just a follow-up with Mikke.
Tower is under attack.
Same thing on the other side, though. Goon Squad, the Blink Stun plus the arrow, they do have potential on pretty much anybody.
Both carries in a fantastic spot.
Yeah. And Limp
Even
now.
on the net worth, pretty much. Yeah, Aqua, 15 minutes, Moon Shard, Aghanim Shard, he's online.
This is where they have to be careful of where they're split up, though, playing versus this global.
He's pretty
5
deep,
heroes.
And we'll catch him very easily here, Liquid. And, of course, ready to take Matu back down to the other half of the map so he can keep on farming.
Blink finished on Limp, another power rune, also an arcane this time. So now he's got ways to maybe set up, and they have
They know
vision.
they're down here.
This is a really good ward.
And
Mirana
can
is
the
near.
two of them burst through these heroes? Limp and Pexu, it might be hard.
They have to.
Yeah.
They have to catch the IO with. They have to kill for the IO. They actually just can't kill the Weaver because IO will just full heal and turn it.
Yep.
They're giving Hanskin a decent amount of... I actually like that they're giving Hanskin the farm because he needs this. Once he's got Vessel, he'll be able to counteract a lot of that damage that's coming out, or a lot of that healing that's coming out from the IO. Yeah, and as you mentioned, Aqua, Shard done. He's got Blink queued up next. I like that he's gonna... I hope he's queued up the Blink even too if he does opt to finish it up since he is playing versus Ember and Weaver, two squishier kind of carries. If he's actually able to get on top of them, could just bring them down before they get anything else off. Okay, Gleipnir done.
It's going to be one of the faster ones you'll see.
I think it's one of the fastest I've seen besides like an Arc Warden getting free farm and getting one in the past, because that hero's dead now.
Now, there we go. 3 minutes 20 faster than the patch fastest. And now, of course, that's out of a decent number of games as well. That is, quite the timing here from Matu.
He's got an IO. How many of those pairings had IOs? Let's throw that a little bit. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it obviously does enable him quite a bit more to have that IO just to keep him infinitely sustained during all of it. 161 last hits at 17 minutes. Very fast. And we do see the same build. Mikke. We saw Limp do this build when he was playing versus the Puck before. Straight BKB. I mean, it does, especially into all this chain stun and magic damage that Goon Squad does have. It does make sense. And Limp gets another rune. It feels like he's gotten 90% of the power runes this game. And Vessel is done. So perhaps this could be...
What have we here?
what allows them to look to go for these fights. But Liquid is actually going to just force a Roche.
I mean, they know it's going down. They've hit it with a scan. So Liquid are not getting away with that.
Oh, they just switched the build on the Beastmaster. No, not going the helm this game since he's playing versus Chen. He's had to go for the Wraith Pact. That's smart, right?
On the mid. Trying to make moves towards S4, but S4, he actually turns with the Dragon Tail.
Ooh, he pulled the creeps so the arrow would connect with him, but yeah, he'll be okay.
Oh, nice setup from Boxy. Gets the quick catch onto S4. S4, he's in a lot of trouble here. They'll put the hand of God, trying to keep S4 alive. Hanskin jumps in, Avalanche jumping with the Dream Bomb. S4 goes down. They'll take out Matu in return. Hanskin being focused by Mickey during the BKB. Hanskin's actually up to the high ground. They have to remnant forward, but Hanskin under the cover of the Moonlight Shadow means that he's going to be able to stay hidden. They won't be able to finish him off, and now with the BKB coming into an end, Mickey's vulnerable to the Avalanche. Aqua takes out the Ember. That's the mid and the carry dead.
Oh, beautiful fight. Like perfectly done there from Limp to the control, then they get the follow-up arrow, and then they get the follow-up avalanche. The Weaver gets fully controlled until dead. So it looked decent because they were trying to get S4, but it's a lot of layers of stun that goonsquad does well. Yeah, watch the Weaver. Watch Matu in the fight.
So he's coming in with the Shikuchi, minding his own business, and then, oh, no, stunned. Starstorm, both hits going onto him, burst from Limp, and with that vessel ticking him down, indeed, nothing to be done.
And then Hanskin also, I mean, he gets a bit fortunate to get pushed up from the Roar, but beautiful fight. And that's with the Wraith Pact down, I believe, too, from Zai in the midst of the fight. So as we were mentioning, he went Wraith Pact because he's playing it to Chen. Can't really go Helm of Overlord because the Chen just gets a shard and then steals your Ancients all game. So he's gone for an adaptation in this game.
Oh, look at the goonsquad with that impressive fight that they just came out on top of. They're ready to try and push it for more. They know that they're strong. They're strong. They're in with the Dragon Tail. Sacred Arrow follow-up onto the Beastmaster. Zai's gone.
And Aqua's... I like that Aqua's going for the second target afterwards, too. He tried to go for a secondary one.
I mean, can they go for Roche themselves?
Absolutely. They have Penitence and Chen. Max Penitence, in fact.
Yeah, very good last 3 minutes of play from goonsquad. Both teams were coming out of sort of the laning stage with the same sort of power. I mean, it doesn't get more close than the gold that Aqua and Matu had in return, but a huge difference in how the fight plays out for each side. goonsquad, they take the advantage. Aegis now and Aqua.
They just, like we mentioned, they have so many different elements of being able to team fight because of so many different stuns and everything too that Liquid just doesn't have with their draft. Their draft is really more about splitting up the map, getting a number advantage in most fights, and yeah, beautiful stuff from goonsquad. 4K gold advantage. Aqua set up for success. Gonna have a BKB at a pretty damn good timing on this Tiny 2. Already 2 components pretty much done. And now Matu is probably like, he's like, I need BKB as well to be able to fight into any of this. There's just so much overwhelming silence and control.
Absolutely, yeah. He gets sort of caught in the combo of Limp's puck. And, you know, very little can be done. Even with the heals coming out from Insania, they've got so much damage coming out from goonsquad's cores at this point.
Yeah, they're all just queuing up triple BKBs. Even Zai. I thought Zai perhaps was going to queue up like Pipe just to kind of counteract a little bit of that magical damage that's coming out, but he just wants his own way to survive.
Yeah, they've got to be able to walk away from the Tiny.
This tower's going to die so fast. They may even be able to threaten high ground, I think.
I mean, they are that strong.
They know that the glyph is down as well.
Yep, they can keep pushing this. I mean, a couple more waves, and he's going to be close down with the BKB on top of the Aegis.
Let's see if he does poke a little. He has the Alpha Wolf and everything with him, too, but...
Thinking about it.
They forced reactions. Maybe that's enough. Let's see how many hits he stays for.
Aqua's going to feel strong.
Okay, he's doing it.
Look at this tower go down. There's half HP already. They get the setup. See if they can burst through him the once. Jump forward from S4 and Limp. In fact, they're ready to go. They get into the jump onto Mickey. Mickey puts the BKB in with the slider fist. The Hand of God heal comes out. The focus with the roll down to S4. They take him out. They turn over towards Pexby. They get the 2 of them. Double kill from Matumba Man. Liquid able to pull together the defense. See if they can find more. Hanskin hiding in the trees.
Holy, I mean, the damage that just came out from Matu.
And Hanskin's actually able to walk away there.
Oh my.
That was a bit of a close one, but he'll make it away.
Okay. Forced heavy reactions. How much damage they get on the tower? Over half. Pretty decent there. And they do get the Tiny out. And not even losing the Aegis.
No, they keep that safe.
But yeah, you still have to be a little cautious about how much you commit into because you see how much damage they're able to do if you do step up at all.
Yeah, good save, honestly, on the Tiny. He was getting very, very low.
Oh, Hunt, I didn't actually see that on the bottom left there. He was trying to get the chain combo stun with the arrow, but the boar actually blocked it. Otherwise, I think maybe the Ember dies there. So perhaps some really nice micro from Zai. I actually didn't catch that initially.
Now look at this at the end from Hansken. His Moonlight came to an end, but he was as good as Invis with how hidden he was around these spirits.
How? What? All right.
Now BKB done for Matu now, so he'll be even more strong when it comes to being able to just committing to the fight alongside Mickey.
Does have to watch out for the chain stun still. There is quite a lot of it, as we mentioned, for Goon Squad.
And Goon Squad's going to look for the next combo. They're out with the smoke, see if they can get the setup.
BKB Tiny also. She's feeling very strong.
Oh, it's going to find Boxy off to the side. It's good turn with the stun, but limps in with the burst damage. Oh, actually missing the orb. Has to commit the Dream Coil to get the kill.
Still have the Aegis, though. Tier 2. Can probably set up for it. Hand to God back up in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, they can get some more times out of this for sure.
Yep.
So if they try and push it further once more towards the base, if they'll hold back.
I think that last one may have scared them a little bit, but let's
They
see.
have BKB on Tiny now.
They do, that's true. And he still does have the minute on the Aegis, so...
He might try and see if he can finish the tier 3 top Aqua.
Okay. Look at him go.
And he can. That's the tower down. And now with the jump, they're looking for Matu. Matu has to put the BKB. They
Mickey's
turn right there. They've got the control on Aqua, but indeed Mickey gets comboed up. He's out of the fight. He's dead for 50, no buyback. Again, these stray stuns just catching Mickey by surprise. Aqua, he's in. And they're going to look to jump in for more. They get the toss combo up towards Matu. Matu's forced to the side, but is he able to get away? The Spirit Vessel's taking him down, but Instania keeping him alive long enough to
barely
get just back towards the fountain. But as it were, I mean, they may not have got the kill, but they got what matters here is this top set of racks, 25 minutes and it's going down. Aqua is even backing over towards Boxy. Boxy again getting saved just in time by the Glimmer, but the barracks are taken out. Aqua, of course, not minding if they do take him down because he's still got that Aegis only for 15 more seconds, so they'll have to make a clean escape, and they will. Goon Squad taking the racks, getting out, not losing anything themselves. If anything, getting very close to getting further big core kills on against Liquid in that high ground push.
That was massive. Like, they don't even lose the Aegis. They lose nobody. This arrow combo, they are able to get it this time around. This time it doesn't get tanked by a boar, so able to just perfectly chain stun the Ember before he gets anything off. No save.
Just some really, really good calls here with the pushes. Something that, obviously, in turn, Liquid struggled with last game. This game, Goon Squad having a much better grasp of when they can really commit for these early objectives.
Yeah, look at it again. Chain stun. No force staff or anything to protect him. They go for the reload, but yeah, he was already thrown up in the air. Couldn't quite get it off. Insania tried. Really nice plays so far from Goon Squad, and it doesn't look like they're going to be slowing down. Looks like they're gathering together for another smoke. I think a BKB now done for S4 on top of his Fireball. He's 15. Super tanky now. Crit also done on Aqua. And did they pick up double drums? Okay, they have one drum on Hanskin, and it looks like they were going to be going for something. So all about the group up, really.
Yeah, I mean, they just keep going. I don't even think they need the Aegis. It doesn't matter that it's gone. Nope. They can look to push again. You
can let one of the elusive here. You can let Limp deal with the side lanes, and then the rest of you just stick together, and it looks like it could just be smooth sailing for Goon Squad. Things, if it just continues like this.
Yeah, they know perfectly well how strong they are around Aqua's Tiny at this stage.
Yeah, I mean, they're pinging bottom. I mean, when he's rallied up with all the buffs, he's pretty much a raid boss around the Chen.
Yeah, he can just A-click down the lanes. I mean, these towers will fall.
And now they have a Wraith Pact of their own. They have Hand of God back up.
And that is Boxy's courier taken out. How does Eon discard?
Oh, Eon discard. Okay. I thought they actually don't have a vessel of their own to go for on Liquid.
Liquid's going to try and catch Goon Squad by surprise.
They can't actually counteract a lot of this healing, the mech and the Hand of God at all, because they don't have it.
See what Liquid can do. They're charging in. And get the Bushwhack set up onto S4. S4's able to put the BKB in time. Zai will still have to commit with the Roar.
He's fine.
There's not enough physical damage to threaten S4. He's more than okay. Over to the side. You get the jump to the back lines. They get the coil onto the two of them. Instania has to buy back. Aqua turns with the BKB, tries to take them on, but he has been surrounded. He needs help here. Hand of God's popped. Aqua trying to get back up to the high ground. Turns with the avalanche. Lip again, jumping to the back lines. He's burst through the hoodwink. That's Boxy out. S4 still fighting fit here as he stands his ground against Mickey. Mickey's getting very low. Limp back in, another kill for him. It's a triple kill on the puck, and he's not done yet. He looks over towards Zai. Zai caught in the trees. Another one dead on Liquid as Goon Squad continue to completely smash Liquid in the team fight.
Look at this. Look at Limp, right? Limp gets the back line perfectly in this fight. He catches both supports, pretty much deletes them before the fight starts. I think if the IO survives, perhaps maybe in the early fight, they might be able to kill somebody, but great fight. DK gets BKB off. Everybody did their job.
Yeah, they can't deal with this puck. They really can't. We saw Limp really get into his element as Game 2 went on, and he's come straight into Game 3, and he's on top form. 7-0
and 4. And like I said, went for the back line. He didn't even care. He completely bypassed this Beastmaster, bypassed the BKBs, killed the supports instantly.
Huge damage done here. Second set of racks taken away from Liquid. Goon Squad 13-7, 17k up.
What do they have now for the Tiny? To a full Silver Edge as well. I mean, he might even be able to get a one-shot onto the Weaver in some situations if he gets a combo.
These stuns, this catch from sort of Goon Squad is just proving to be too much for Liquid. They may have the BKBs, but Goon Squad, they're either getting in before it, or they're able to kite it out. And again, sort of Limp jumping freely around the fights means that Goon Squad, they very easily can keep these fights going way longer than the durations of the BKBs that Liquid have.
Fights just look so hard. Especially, I mean, now, of course, like this huge advantage that they have, but Moonlight Shadow giving Invasion, Boots of the Bear, like so many of these little things just really start to add up in the grand scheme of things. Auras from the Chen, Hand of God, Mac, etc., Wraith Pact.
I'll see another smoke here from Liquid. It has to find something. If it doesn't, it may just well be game.
I think if they run into a 5v5, it's going to be disastrous for them. Hand of God is back up in 10 seconds.
They've got to get a kill off their jump.
Maybe they can catch the Chen.
Should be the easiest of the kills. Pegsu will be left to the side. They're thinking about fighting though, even with Pegsu going down. They're going to get the jump off to Zai. Straight in with the combo. Zai's out for 50. Matu commits in. Will be able to take down Hanskin with the help of Mickey. He'll commit with the BKB, but he has to be careful now with the BKB coming to an end. Insania takes him out of the fight.
Mickey?
Quick BKB himself to dodge the connection of the Dragon Tail that was coming his way. He'll get out of there. So Liquid, they're able to get a couple of kills, but Aqua's back in. Mickey! He's stuck around to poke him with a further sleight of fist, and he just gives the chance for Aqua to get in with the jump. Aqua, his BKB is still good to go. They've tried to get back in on this to fight. Aqua, he'll bail out with the BKB TP.
I think that was a very good call by him to just get out of there. The gem is still on the floor. Did anybody actually see it? Did anyone grab it?
Definitely not the worst of fights that Liquid's had this game. They take out 3 here. But a bit of an unnecessary death at the end there. Mickey getting a bit too cheeky, sticking around to poking a bit more, underestimating the chance the Goon Squad they'd have a blink up.
I can't even click the gem. Oh yeah, Limp was still able to get it. It was under the sentry ward.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
How many buybacks was that also? Was that any? Didn't actually have any, sorry.
My thrift.
On Liquid.
Trying to get something out of this time.
They're looking at Roche, but yeah, they can't try for this.
No.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're all respawning. DK's back up in a second.
Yeah, far too scary.
Yep.
When this Aqua, Tiny, and Limp pucker out on the prowl.
Yeah, and Peksu, the thing is, he didn't actually use the Hand of God while he was dying, so he will have it up for this next fight. So if they just commit into the Roche, this could be really difficult for Liquid to actually contest. They still have the BKB on Zai. Matu's is actually all of them are back up. So.
I mean, Limp's got a full Shivas as well for the next fight. He's just picked straight up.
So healing reduction, even more versus that IO. Also just very tanky now, right? 34 armor on the puck when he's sitting, or 36 armor on the puck when he's sitting near his team. And he's doing a lot of damage with the Kaya Sanj in the fights too.
Smoke on smoke. Once more, with this lead the Goon Squad have, if they take a team fight, they're definitely taking another set of racks and almost certainly the game. Liquid cannot afford to have another fight gone wrong.
And they did recover their gem, so S4, he's still standing in the front lines, being able to kind of deward everything. Waves are starting to push in. I imagine Aqua's probably saying, like, guys, if the wave pushes in, I can just take mid. I'm pretty sure that's what I would imagine the Tiny was saying, but a fight might kick off.
See if they expect Liquid to approach from this angle.
Waves are pushing in. This is kind of obvious that there's smoke somewhere. Aqua's pinging. He's pinging mid.
To do something soon, Liquid. Gonna charge him with the drums. BKB pop by size. He looks for a target. He turns towards S4, but he's holding back on the Raw. Doesn't want to commit it first.
Doesn't want to do it on the DK.
He's going to step back, but now he'll turn to use it. Look to waste some of the BKB duration of S4. Jumping at the side, the Dreamclaw's caught the back lines. Matu, he'll turn and look to commit in towards the Dragon Knight. S4 out under the cover of the Moonlight Shadow. He'll look towards the Chen, trying to get rid of Pexi, but he's already used his Hand of God. Aqua beating into Instania. Instania gets the mech off just in time. Will be able to separate himself here as S4's vulnerable. BKB coming to an end. He has to hide behind the cliff. They'll turn towards Zai. Zai, he's caught out. Limp closes the gap.
Instant buyback. These fights are so difficult for Liquid.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Buyback there from both sides. Handscam from Goon Squad Zai for Liquid. Liquid,
Trying to get the
they
high
are
ground.
aggressively charging back towards Goon Squad, but Goon Squad, they know it's coming. They're keeping themselves in a safe position.
Matu's hitting hard too. He's dataless. So this Roshan's going down pretty quick.
Goon Squad's going to have something to say about this, though. They know it's being attempted. Lim, he's ready with the jump. He's going to start to have a poke at it, but Roshan is incredibly low. Aqua's in with the stun, and Radiant are going to get the kill. They're going to get the Aegis on Lim. They get the pickups. We'll see Matu trying to fight, but he's been caught out by the silence. Aqua just beats him to a pulp, as that's Matu out for over a minute. Dream call for Lim, catches onto Instania and onto Zai. Zai and Instania both dead as a result of that.
Godlike Limp. Aqua may go down, but a quick buyback. They know they can just go for the throne.
Yeah, I mean, they're short on the gold, right? We haven't got enough money here on Matuma Man. Zai still on cooldown. Instania as well, still down for a minute on the opportunity to buy back. Goon Squad, they're going to come straight down the mid.
Yeah, they still had BKB cooldown on the Weaver, so they just full committed into the pit on top of him. And now